Welcome to Showstoppers TV, a virtual platform designed to help you generate brand awareness and journalistic coverage of companies during CES 2021. The press conference starts now.
Companies from 25 companies from Japan, featuring 7 of them through our virtual press conference program. I would also like to welcome today's guest moderator, John Biggs, editor-in-chief of Gizmodo and the former East Coast editor of TechCrunch. I look forward to having John tell us a bit about himself when he comes on shortly. The format of today's event is very simple. Each company will have a total of 7 minutes to present. If there is enough time, we will open the floor for questions. Simply click on the Q&A button and send in your question. At the end of the press conference, we will open up in individual meeting rooms, which will offer you the opportunity to gain further insight into the products and services that we will be highlighting in the next hour. We encourage you to visit the companies directly to learn more about them. Simply go to showstoppers.com or refer to your emails you recently received from my partner Steve with links to the meeting rooms. So with that, let's get started. This is JETRO.
Stop that. Gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out the streets. Locked in a cage, I'ma let out the
10 world-class next-generation companies carefully selected from 10,000 startups. J Startup.
Hello and Happy New Year to everyone around the world. I'm Ichiro, Executive Vice President of JETRO, a Japanese government organization that assists startups in expanding to global markets. Thank you very much for attending Showstoppers JETRO session. We're excited to announce to introduce 7 prominent Japanese startups are pitching their cutting-edge technologies and products during this session. These 7 startups are a mixture of J Startups participants and the winners of the CES 2021 Innovation Awards. J Startup is a government program wherein startups are carefully selected out of over 10,000 startups to be provided intensive support to scale up globally. In addition to these 7 startups, 18 more startups are also showcasing their products on the platform, providing their PR videos and media kits to help you understand more about them. The companies encompass a variety of product categories, including AI, health, wearables, robotics, IoT, smart homes, transportation, blockchains, energy, and space tech, as well as anti-coronavirus technologies. This year, JETRO is supporting over 50 startups to exhibit at CES 2021, a record number for Japan. We have created a landing page for the Japan Pavilion, the link for which is shown on JETRO's page on the Showstoppers platform, so that you can access it and see other exhibitors who are not attending today's Showstoppers event. During the trade show, JETRO will also host a live online broadcast event called Japan Session, Transforming a Super Aging Society into a Super Smart Society, in which some startup founders will share their breakthrough technologies and visions of a thriving world that is barrier-free for all. On Wednesday, January 13th, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Please join us and receive insight into how Japanese technologies are attempting to solve the social problems of an aging society that the rest of the world is going to face in the future. You can get more detailed information on our JETRO page. I hope you enjoy today's JETRO session and discover some advanced and unique technologies that Japan can offer to the world. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hi, and welcome to this session with some of the startups from JETRO. I'm John Biggs. I'm editor-in-chief of Gizmodo. I'm helping these folks out by being the MC. I'm just going to be moving things along. We're going to be organizing some questions as well that you guys can ask in the chat. We'll also have some breakout sessions with each one of these startups. I'm particularly excited about this primarily because I love JETRO. I've seen JETRO multiple times, as obviously we've all wandered by them at Showstoppers at CES. This is a very unusual year for us all, but they've always had some very, very cool stuff there. I think you're really going to get a kick out of what you're going to see today, and I'm pretty excited to introduce these folks. Again, the way this goes is we're going to have 5 minutes of pitch from each one of these startups. We have 7 of them. We have about 2 minutes of Q&A. I will mostly be starting this off, but we're also going to have the chat room where you can ask questions. I'll be watching that as well. If you have specific questions, again, if you wanted to ask them specific questions in regards to private questions, you can basically do that in the breakout session. And obviously on showstoppers.com, you're going to be able to see all the information that you need to get in touch with these folks. So with that, let's get started with, let's see, we're on, I have my list here. First, Ascent, Tomoyuki Hattori. He's the CEO. He's going to show us what's going on there. It's it helps your baby sleep. Thankfully, I haven't dealt with that in a while. Welcome, Tomoyuki. I think you're muted, bud.
Okay, can I presentation?
Yep, go for it.
Okay. Hi. Slide. Hi, I'm Tomoyuki Hattori. I'm the CEO at First Ascent. Today, I'm going to talk about our new product, Idein, a sleep trainer in the form of the bedside lamp. The Idein won this year's Innovation Award honoring. Next. Putting babies to sleep can be a struggle. Perhaps your baby doesn't fall asleep right away at night, or the baby wakes up soon after falling asleep. As a father of 2 children, I often have such experience. Idein is a device to help such problems. Next. Talking of sleep, here are 2 questions for you. Would you go to bed even when you are not sleepy? Would you go to bed even when you are hungry or your shirt is sticky with sweat? No. If you had a hard time putting your baby to sleep, your baby may have been in such a state. Next. Have you heard of the body clock? Humans have a body clock. The body clock is generally a little longer than 24 hours, but our day is just 24 hours long. So the human body can get out of sync. But don't worry, to prevent this, there is a mechanism that allows the body clock to be reset by exposure to the morning sunlight. That's why we can reset our body clocks every day and live our life with a 24-hour cycle without any difficulty. Idein analyzes the baby's sleep rhythm, guesses when the body clock should be reset. and shines LED light to encourage the baby to wake up. By using light to reset the body clock, Idein tries to make the baby go through a regular sleep cycle every day. Next. You may be wondering how we guess when to reset the body clock. In addition to Idein, our company has an app for keeping record of childcare activity. The app has collected data of over 600,000 babies. With that big data, we have conducted joint research with the National Center for Child Health and Development in Japan. The know-how of analyzing such big data have been used to estimate the best wake-up time for babies. Next. Idein can do more. When you put your baby to sleep, how often does your baby cry? My baby cries a lot. But don't worry, Idein has a function to analyze your baby's cry. We have provided the baby cry analysis function to more than 150,000 people in 150 countries and regions around the world so far. By analyzing the baby's voice, the system gives an educated guess of how baby is feeling. There are 5 possible outcomes, such as I'm hungry, I want to sleep, and so on. The accuracy is 80%. Please give it a try when your baby is crying. The reason your baby will not go to sleep could be because your baby is hungry or want to play. Next. Finally, Idein has a built-in white noise generator to mask environment noise and a bedlight function that is convenient for reading picture books before bed. The bedlight function has a light-emitting mode that cuts out blue light that interferes with falling asleep. Please use it to put your baby to sleep. Next. Thank you for your time today. I hope Idein brings you and your family a comfortable bedtime routine. Thank you.
All right, that's very cool. So this is a hardware product and a software product as well, Tomoyuki?
Hardware. Yes, I'm answering for him.
Sure.
This is hard product. This is the actual product.
Okay, cool. But then but in it, and all of the baby sensing, all of the sensing is built into the product. So you don't need a phone, you don't need anything to do with it, to work with it,
Yes.
right?
Yes, but you may use the application with the phone, but you could use just the product itself by itself.
And the general idea is if the baby's fussy at a certain temperature, we know historically that that's been happening, and the baby gets and we have deeper understanding of what the baby's thinking, I guess, right?
Yes.
Interesting. And how's the baby translation working? That sounds like a dream come true.
It's based on the big data from the many babies' data. So
Okay.
baby cries. So we use the application or the product. So based on the baby's voice, it analyzes and calculates what the baby needs.
Huh, that's pretty cool. So you run it, it listens to the baby's cry, and it makes an assessment based on previous reports. So if the baby cried a certain way and was hungry, then it thinks that particular baby, another baby would be crying in the same way.
Not exactly the same way, but yes, based on the feedback from the application users. So yes.
Wow, very cool. All right, super. We'll send folks over to Showstoppers site to find out a little bit more. But good luck with that. That sounds like a lot of fun. And hopefully your babies are gonna sleep better now, right?
Yes. Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys. Okay, and remember, you guys can actually ask questions of these startups as we're going along. But until we spot some, we're going to bring on the folks from Idein, Kazuki Toyota. He has ActCast, which is a user-friendly and low-price platform as a service solution. Kazuki, welcome.
Yeah, hi, thank you. So can I speak?
Go for it.
All right. So, okay, so I'd like to introduce the AdCast, which is the our main product. And then, yeah, so I'm Kazuki from Idein. So the company is called Idein, and our product is called AdCast. So would you please go next? So we believe in a world that everything will be connected through the internet. And we believe in that is going to be realized by the edge computing technology. And as Satya Nadella says, that this technology is going to be transformative in any business process of ours. And we definitely believe in that so. But somehow this technology has not been so common yet. And then next. So we found out there are 3 major challenges that disrupting to execute the edge computing technology. One thing is that the computing devices are too costly, and then secondly, operation is still not standardized and it's fragmented, and thirdly, it is hard to monetize for developers. Yeah, to monetize. So next, AdCast has been developed to overcome those challenges by providing the services through the affordable devices with the user-friendly management system to monitor the operations, and the AdCast itself is the marketplace for AI developers to sell their applications like an app store. So they can sell their applications, pretty efficiently and quite smoothly. And next. So this is the list of the apps. Those are uploaded on the AdCast. And then many of them use the AI, many of them are AI applications using the sensing technology, like through the cameras. Like, for example, visitors agent gender analysis analyzes the customer demographics, those who visit your stores, restaurants, and those are the brick and mortar facilities. And next, so we have, so we are currently working with the one of the largest convenience store chains in Japan. And this is the image of the use case with them. And those convenience stores have approached us to grasp the data of the customers, the real customers, like visiting their stores through the cameras. And then they have installed our applications, and then they're gathering the data to utilize for the business purposes. But the thing is that, the convenience stores are everywhere in Japan. So previously AdCast, they couldn't actually afford to pay for those applications. But with the AdCast, they can. So that's why they're pretty satisfied with the AdCast. And next, and then that's why. And then like this case, we are currently partnering with more than 100 companies in Japan. Those are potential AI developers and end users. And then we are discussing with them how to work with exactly. But then you may have a question that why is this possible why is the AI applications possible with the affordable devices? So next page. So that's because of our key technology. So we have the technology. So we use a device of the Raspberry Pi, which costs like $5 to $50. And we have the technology to run this device the fastest in the world. So we succeeded in raising the limit of the processing ability of this device. And we have the in-house development environment. And then finally, we succeeded in accelerating the deep learning inference on this device. And up next. So this core technology is mainly developed by our co-founders, those of a CEO and CTO. And they have been studying the computer science and technology in the most prestigious institutions in Japan. And then they met with the business professionals, and then finally founded this company called Idein. Next page. And Idein was founded in 2015, and then the company has raised a capital up to $30 million from the major venture capitalists in Japan. And then we are currently working on the Japanese market only, but definitely we're interested to work with the potential business partners in the US and other Western countries. And then we are interested in the all over in the world. So if anyone is here are interested, definitely I'm happy with that. So please contact me. And if there's any question, please let me know. Thank you very much.
All right, super. We still have well, we actually have a question. All right, great. So how is the data about individuals safeguarded? Can consumers opt out of this, or is there only opt-out choice not to enter the business? So can you opt out of being I guess, watched using the service?
So so we have the edge computing technology. So through the edge computing, through the edge devices, it's we don't gather all the picture data. We just gather the text-based, the limited data that the end users want. And so we care about the privacy. We care about the privacy.
So this is less about surveillance, quote unquote, than running IoT systems that can do anything.
Yeah.
So if you're running you're running a restaurant, you could connect this to your oven. Is that what I'm hearing?
That could be possible. So and also if you have a restaurant and if you have a kind of like a camera, and then if you want the customer demand or needs, and then you can analyze the customer demand through the data through our product. Yeah.
Okay. What's your timeline for expansion outside of Japan?
We're considering, actually we're planning to enter into the US market from this year. We launched this service last year, 2020, January. And then we've expanded this service in Japan. And then it looks that works. So we're definitely eager to find opportunities in the Western market and from this year.
All right, super. All right, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, we have Genri Goto, Kotosuna Incorporated. It's a hotel. It's a multi-language hotel concierge system, which is actually pretty cool. I think you guys will get a kick out of it.
Yeah, I'm in room 200. I'm locked out. Hello?
No te entiendo, disculpa, sorry. No English. No español?
Hello? Yeah, yeah, I'm in room 200. No, I'm locked out. I can't. Can you understand me?
¿Hablas español? No sé.
The language barrier is bigger than imagined. A virtual concierge service in your pocket. Translate your communication in over 100 languages. Concierge service adaptable to anyone from anywhere. Kotosuna.
Hi, I'm Genli, CEO and founder of Kotosuna. I'm a serial entrepreneur with 20 years of leadership and management experience. I also founded Japan's first and largest online drugstore. I understand that the hospitality industry suffers a very hard time in this COVID-19 environment. However, now is also the time for the industry to apply digital transformation. A product is called Kotosuna In-Room, a master technology for hotels' new normal, clean, distance, and global. The hospitality industry faces two challenges: contagious diseases in the short term, hopefully, and language barriers in the long term. With Kotosuna In-Room, hotels no longer need in-room telephones and paper-based materials. Guests no longer have to meet staff physically to place service requests or ask any information. Messages between staff and guests are automatically translated. We use various machine translation engines and pick the best translation. Not only between English and Japanese, Kotosuna In-Room translates more than 100 languages. This is how Kotosuna In-Room works.
Hi, let me show you how Kotosuna In-Room works between hotel staff and guests. The tablet on the left is by hotel staff, while the smartphone on the right is by guest. Guest can use Kotosuna In-Room to request for any services using her own language. Staff gets notified of the request and receives the message in his own language as well. Messages are automatically translated for smoother communication. Chatbots are also used to boost staff productivity. For example, guests can use Kotosuna In-Room to request for a cab through a chatbot. Kotosuna In-Room is also useful for any room services, such as ordering meals and having them delivered to the room. Kotosuna In-Room can stimulate a surge in guests, which means higher revenues for hotels.
In 2020, despite the drastically harsh environment, we successfully implemented a proof of concept and sealed a partnership with JTB. By JTB's distribution of Kotosuna In-Room, we have secured sign-ups of at least 35 hotels in July alone, with 20 more hotels ready to sign up. Kotosuna In-Room has strong competitiveness against other products such as hotel phones and tablets. It greatly automates guest service requests and can be fully integrated with hotels' existing communication systems. Our main sources of revenue will be our clients' monthly subscription fees and additional services. Our basic subscription fee is $5 per room per month. We are looking at more than $30 million revenue by 2023. This is possible through JTB's global branches and other global distributors. We're seeking investors and global distributors. Kotosuna In-Room is an indispensable asset for every hotel to apply digital transformation. Thank you very much. Let's keep in touch.
All right, super. So Kotosuna, all right.
Yeah, Kotosuna, yeah.
Kotosuna. How many of these have you installed so far?
Now the 50 hotels are using our service now.
Okay,
50
hotels.
Yeah.
So basically, I would go onto an app and I would just say I've locked out of my room, and it would be translated automatically to whatever language,
Yeah.
the person at the front desk speaks, right?
Yeah, you don't need apps, just a web browser and smartphone.
Web browser.
Yeah.
Okay, and how do I know? Is there any connection with the room? Does my phone connect to it? Does the in-room phone connected to it somehow? That sort of thing.
Yeah, every room has an individual QR code in the room, and guests find the QR code and scan it.
Okay. Do you have any plans to adapt this to anything else, like in-person service technicians, like somebody who comes to fix your boiler or somebody who comes to clean the house?
Sorry.
Could you-
Yeah. The other industry, you mean?
Yeah. So somebody else, like somebody,
Some public sectors uses our service for the reception, and also the tourist information uses our service also.
Oh, okay. So there's a few other things. All right. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. And you're completely launched. It's running right now, right?
Yes.
All right. Very nice. All right, Genry, thank you very much for joining us. That was great.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thanks. All right. Next up, we have LeapMind. We have Shiho Takai. Shiho Toka. It's a chip-based solution used in combination with existing IP cores. I'm going to have them explain it. This is pretty wild. All right. What are you guys working on, Shiho? Welcome.
Thank you. I'm Shiho Takai, a PR at LeapMind. Today, I'd like to talk about LeapMind's commercial IP core, Efficiera. So next slide, please. So I will introduce myself briefly. Since February 2017, I've been in charge of PR at AI startup, and I'm the first personality of Nihon Keizai Shimbun, Nikkei's new voice media, Nagara Nikkei. My English is not very good, but I hope I can give you 5 minutes with a good voice. So next slide, please. First, let me tell you about our company, LeapMind. Please. So our goal is to create innovative devices with machine learning and make them available everywhere. By focusing on the development of hardware as well as software, we have accumulated the knowledge to create the next generation information devices. So next slide, please. Since 2012, LeapMind has been working on the practical application of machine learning technology. In particular, we have focused on edge AI. In the process of co-developing various machine learning technologies with Japanese top companies, LeapMind has recognized that it is essential to reduce the amount of hardware resources used. So we have been developing both hardware and software for an extreme quantized deep learning technology. In 2018, we provided a service that allows users to easily develop embedded deep learning models on the web and implement them on FPGAs. In 2019, we released this extreme quantized technology as open source, creating an opportunity to collaborate with key partner companies in providing edge AI. In October last year, we finally started to provide the extreme quantized deep learning technology as a commercial IP. Next page, please. The name of the IP is Efficiera. It is the combination of the word efficient and the word era. So next page, please. Efficiera is characterized by low power, high performance, small footprint, and performance scalability. Commercial support is provided by LeapMind. Next, please. We provide trained model optimized for Efficiera as well as IP. By using them in combination, you can make the most of Efficiera's performance. Next slide, please. I think it's for me too, but it's hard to imagine. So I'll show you some use cases. First, when Efficiera is utilized on a PC, it is possible to estimate the percentage of people who are concentrating on the webinar. Even if you can't see the faces of everyone in the audience with your PC camera, you can still get their reactions by analyzing their facial expressions with the posture estimation application. Next, please. For example, It can be used as a solution to watch over an elderly parent in a distant place with an indoor camera. Next, sorry. Before, go back to the slide, please, sorry. The last example is intercom cameras that utilize Efficiera can eliminate block noise that cause difficulty in seeing faces in the middle of night and improve image quality, providing safety and security in daily life. So that's all. Thank you.
All right. So to be clear, this is a chipset that allows for AI functionality in a low power setting. So you basically can create a device like an intercom camera that can do a lot more than just a dumb internet camera would usually do.
Yes, so accuracy, this is the blueprint for easily creating products with AI functionality. So
Okay.
this equal, yeah.
And what are some of the things that this could do out of the box? So the thinking is you wouldn't need a AI server, you wouldn't need any processing power elsewhere. It would all be done on the chip.
Yes.
Yeah. And what else can this do basically? Like what kind of models have you trained it to?
Yes, we have inventing, but we can provide the object detection, and in the future,
Okay.
yeah.
So object detection, face detection, simpler models, not the more complex stuff. You would be able to do OCR. Would you be able to do speech understanding as well? That kind of thing.
So the voice.
Yeah, voice.
In the future, we are planning to invent the model, but we firstly we focus on analyze the movie and photos. Image.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very cool. All right. Very nice. So that was LeapMind. Let's see. The product is called Efficiera, right? Efficiera. All right. Perfect. All right. Thank you very much for joining us. This was great. Thanks. All right. Next up, we have W, Tai Takayanagi, VP of Business Development, and W, I think you're going to get a big kick out of. This is a Mouflon, which I will let Tai introduce.
Good morning, everybody. I'd like to
500
start off my
million
presentation with a video. If we could roll the video, that'd be great.
People. This is the number of people who suffer from incontinence worldwide. They are having concerns and troubles in daily life. We, W, created a device for such people and those who support them. It is the world's first wearable device to predict when you need to go to the bathroom. Simply attach it to your lower abdomen, and it will monitor your bladder and notify you when it's time to go. You no longer need to worry about accidents. A new model will be unveiled soon. D-Free, taking the world one step forward.
Oh, weird. Okay, I see what happened. Yeah, they didn't put a statement here. Anyway.
Okay, so if we could pull up the slide, I'd be glad to provide more information. Okay, so again, my name is Tai Takayanagi. I'm the CMO of and Vice President of Business Development at W. If we go to the next slide, please. Thank you. So we've developed the first wearable device for urinary incontinence or loss of bladder control. And the product is called D-Free, and D-Free stands for diaper free. Next. And the market that we address include people with urinary incontinence. So that includes the seniors, people with disability, and also people with provisional incontinence. So urinary incontinence is a very prevalent issue, not only in America, but worldwide. And there are over 500 million people worldwide affected by this condition. And in America, there are 25 million people. So it's something that we don't really talk about, but it is a prevalent issue. Next. And currently, the only solution for urinary incontinence is wearing adult pads, taking medications, or going through some surgery. And none of these options are very compelling. So we felt that there's a need for technology to assist people with urinary incontinence. And that's how we came about this product. Next, please. So the way the device works is it's an ultrasound sensor that you attach to your lower abdomen. The technology is completely non-invasive and it's very safe to use. And all you have to do is secure the sensor to your tummy using an adhesive that we provide. And that's all you have to do. Next. And once the sensor is secured to your tummy, you pull up an app, and it'll show a number between 0 and 10, indicating how full your bladder is. So in this example, you see the number 8, which means that your bladder is 80% full. And the idea for this product is to alert you before you have leaks or accidents so that you can look for a bathroom. And you can set a notification threshold anywhere, whether it's at 50%, 60%, or 70% capacity. So you have plenty of time to look for a bathroom. Next, please. So there are multiple benefits of our device. For individuals going through urinary incontinence, they can minimize the likelihood of experiencing accidents. And also, we've seen that with our products, which is already out in the market, they're able to regain confidence and dignity. And when you have urinary incontinence, you kind of lose that enthusiasm to socialize or go out or talk to people or do something that you really want to do. But with our product, they regain some of that freedom back. And then for care providers, it's all about providing timely support when their patients or family needs it. And they're also able to improve communication because urinary incontinence is something that's very difficult to talk about. And also our product is environmentally sustainable as well because we do not rely on diapers. Next, please. As I mentioned, the product is already out in the market. There's 2 variations of our product. One's called the D-Free Personal. The other one's called the D-Free Professional. The Personal is intended for home use, and we sell this product for $399.99. There's no recurring fees that we charge. For D-Free Professional, which is nursing homes and hospitals, we have a subscription model where we charge $100 per model per month. And the only difference between the Personal and the Pro is the software. With the Professional, you're able to track multiple patients on a single screen, which is something that nursing homes want. Next. Okay, so this is my contact information. If you need more information, please feel free to let me know. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Thank you.
All right, so this is very cool. So the system uses ultrasound to see basically how full your bladder is, right? Something like that.
Correct, John.
And then I'm able to, if I'm a nurse at the nurse's station and I have a number of patients, I can basically literally just see who needs to go to the bathroom.
Yes, so they can take them to the bathroom before they have accidents.
All right. And we had a question, is this the same model as last year or has there been improvements?
Yeah, thank you for that question. At CES this year, we're going to be launching or introducing the Gen 2 model, which is going to be significantly smaller and it'll have an integrated design. So please look forward to our announcement for the Gen 2 product.
And what's the price range for this?
The current product is $399.99, but we haven't set the price for the second generation model, but we anticipate it'll be less expensive than the current.
And we have another question. Are insurance companies covering it? Are you seeing that happening?
No. So this product is not a medical device, categorized as a medical device, so it is not covered on insurance.
Yeah, is there any plan to get it, I guess, FDA cleared or whatever you want to call it?
Yeah, that's something that we're considering in the future. We can go FDA route as a Category 2 device, but that's something that we're considering at the moment.
All right. Thank you very much, Ty. This has been fascinating.
Thanks, John.
Super. Next up, now we have Vanguard Industries, Masahiko Yamanaka. This one is Mifflin. This is the one I was mentioning before, but this one is definitely the one we were talking about. Masahiko, welcome.
Hi, this is Vanguard Industries. Thank you for the opportunity to make this presentation. The next. Yeah, the next. I'm Masahiko Yamanaka, president of Vanguard Industries. Vanguard Industries is a Tokyo-based hardware startup and venture builder that collaborates with R&D department of major companies and universities. We are working on lean prototyping various concepts, POC at real market, and realizing them through mass production development, as well as participating in crowdfunding and technology conferences. Next, please. We developed a new AI pet type robot, Mufflin, which I will be explaining about today. This unique robot has 3 wonderful features. The first, it is a palm-sized AI pet robot. Second, it is fully warm, gentle, and cute. The third, it responds, evolves, and it develops personalities like real living animals. Last summer, we ran a crowdfunding campaign on a Kickstarter and succeeded in raising $600,000 US, the 10th largest amount ever in the robotics categories. The next. Let's take a look at the demos. It's like real animals. Very cute, right? Yeah, thank you. The next. Then Mufflin has an artificial intelligence that utilizes its own emotional model. We were able to make Mufflin closer to a living animal by allowing it to develop and express its own emotions through its internal emotion map, and by creating an algorithm that analyzes changes in their environment through sensors. They will show their emotions through the cute sound and movement made possible by an activator. Their personality will depend on the environment and how their owners treat them. Hence, we have an AI pet that will evolve and develop its own unique personality. Next. Our mission is to accelerate the social implementation of technology through open innovation. We believe that in order for technology to be used, we need to have suitable concepts that are actually used more and more in our daily lives. So, Mufflin is lovable and autonomous, like a real live being. We can accept them like pets or family members. And it can be a touch point that connects technology to real life, both online and offline. The next. Now we are planning a variety of developments starting with the market launch of this pet-type AI robot. We are examining and prototyping with a lot of feedback from our backers through our Kickstarter launch. Next. So now, in conclusion, I'd like to summarize Mufflin. Mufflin is cute, palm-sized AI pet robot that has emotions and can develop unique personalities. Mufflin is being developed for various developments and has the potential to make significant impact on our lives. Now we are at the first milestone. It will cost about $400 US and will be available for shipping this spring. Pre-orders open soon. Thank you very much.
All right, great. So the little Mothman is going to be just hanging out in your. Can you pet him? Can you what's what can you do?
Yeah, like a real animals.
Like a real animal.
Yeah.
This would make a great cat toy. Somebody's saying. How tough is it? Can you give it to your cat? Will the cat be a
cat or a dog or something like that?
Yeah. Do you want your cat to play with it, or is it too delicate?
Yeah. Yes, it's almost pet and almost robot.
Yeah, but can you give it to a dog or a cat to play with?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Not yet. How long does the charge last? How long does the battery last?
It depends on the situation. So if we move so frequently, it's much energies. You need much energies. It takes 4 hours charge and for 8 hours using. Yeah.
And how do you clean it when it's done?
Oh yeah, this is a
you just
zipper. Yeah. They take a zipper.
You just skin
and
it?
washable. Yeah, washable.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, very
And
clean.
What have people said about it so far? Have you shown it to very many people?
Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't guess.
And what are people saying about it? Have you shown it to some people?
Yeah, some people are expecting it like a pet, and some people it's like a partner in their family. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah,
right.
this is the first milestone of our project.
All right, very cool. All right.
Yeah.
So that was the Mothman, Vanguard Industries. Hopefully we get to see this guy in our, I guess we can hug it or whatever later on down the line. Thank you for joining us, Masahiko.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. All right, and the final group is Yukai Engineering, Saya Okuda, and we're going to see a new communication robot. I suppose that's the robot right there. Welcome, Saya. You're muted.
Apologies. Thank you, John. My name is Saya from Yukai Engineering, and yeah, I'll be presenting our company and a couple of our products that we hope you guys will be interested in. So thank you very much. Okay, so first of all, on to the next slide, please. So Yukai Engineering is a Tokyo-based robotics startup, and we specialize in consumer robots and IoT. And our main vision is to see a communication robot in every household by 2025. So we have a number of award-winning products, including a product called Nekomimi, which are basically a pair of cat ears that the user can put on, and the ears move based on the user's brain waves. We also have another called Kubo, which is a tail-wagging therapeutic cushion. And in addition to a couple of other products, which I'll be talking to you starting on the next slide. So first, I'll be showing Kubo and Petit Kubo. Some of you may already be familiar with Kubo, which is our original cushion robot with a moving tail we released in 2018. And I have further details on the next slide, please. So first, let's see. So we call it a tailed cushion that heals your heart. So basically, once you pet the robot, the tail wags based on how you pet it. And it was originally targeted towards people who are unable to own pets due to allergies or living restrictions, etc. But it's actually quite popular with a wide range of demographics. So it's popular with people who are living alone, and even with elderly people who would like to own a pet but are unable to do so. And now we released Petit Kubo, which we actually presented a prototype of at CES 2020. And we've finally released in Japan last December, actually. And I would say this is a more sophisticated version of Kubo. The tail still wags in response to petting, but in addition, it also reacts to the surrounding soundscape. So for example, loud noises or your voice. In addition, to give it a more lifelike feel, it has a subtle heartbeat you can feel if you're petting it or lying next to it. And these new features kind of give it a more realistic feel for the user. And we released these products in mind with the hope that they had a kind of a similar healing effect to owning a pet if you're unable to do so. So on to the next slide, please. So this is one of our main products we wanted to show you today called Boko Emo. Next slide, please. So this is a communication robot. It's actually a newer version of a robot we released previously. And this is mainly geared towards families. So this connects with a designated app, which basically functions as a chat room for a family. And it has very easy to use functional buttons on it. So you have a record button and a play button. So for example, if you have a grandmother or a younger child, or for example, who are unable to use phones, they can record a message easily and they can maintain communication with their family members. It can also be connected to a number of sensors, which you can see on the bottom of the slide there. So for example, the room sensor. So this one can tell you the temperature of the room, the humidity. So you would just set this up in your room and using your phone, for example, and if, for example, your grandmother's at home and you want to check to make sure it's not too hot, not too humid in your room, you can check the app. And if it's too hot, you can just send them a message, remind them to turn the cooler on, etc. So in addition, this also connects to, you can have it connect to a number of apps, for example, and you can have it send you notifications, etc. On to the next slide, please. So our final series is Kurikit. On to the next slide, I'll be presenting to you one of the products in our educational series. So this one's called the Create a Critter Robot Kit. And it's geared towards younger children who would like to get into robotics, but it's a bit too difficult. It's a fairly easy to use series made of simple products. However, it allows children to use their imagination and create a wide variety of robots. And on to the next slide, please. And yeah, that's all I have for you today. Feel free to ask any questions of me, and thank you very much.
That's super. Let's see. Yeah, so this is the smaller. I've definitely seen the Kubo before, but this is the smaller guy, the Petty
Yes,
Kubo?
this is our finalized version. So.
Okay.
Mhm.
How is it? Is it fun to hold?
Yes, it's
Problem
quite.
is we can't walk down CES's hallways anymore and like hold like a funny
Yes.
little
Unfortunately, we
animal.
can't do that this year, but
Yeah.
yeah,
And this
that was
and
probably one of our best drawing techniques at CES.
yeah, exactly.
So.
And the Boko guy, so you basically you can record a message, but could I like transmit a message to like another room? Is that how it works, or there's a different functionality?
Basically, yes, you can have your own little chat room within your family, for example, and you can send your messages if you're away from the house and your child's alone at home. And yeah, it's basically an easy to use communication device within the family for, especially if you have older parents or younger children who are unable to use phones.
Oh, okay. So you'd leave this in like mom's kitchen and you could send her
for
messages
example.
if she's unable to, I don't know, swipe the phone or something like that.
Mhm.
All right, very cool. And it's touch sensitive, or how does it work?
So basically, here are the recording and play buttons on here, and here's a volume on here. And we call it Boko Emo because we call it emotional, as the cheeks will react by glowing its cheeks, or the antenna will move in response to if you just say I'm tired or something, they'll be like wagging its antenna, or it may make some cute little noises. So we kind of added some more emotional functions in addition to the previous version of Boko, which we have back here actually.
All right, sounds great. Yeah, that's very cool. And these guys are available soon. When do you think they'll be available?
Yes, they're available in Japan, and this guys will be available this month in Japan. And we're hoping to start a crowdfunding campaign for overseas for Boko Emo this year.
All right, Saya, thank you for joining us. This has been great.
Thank you very much.
All right, and I think that's it for our startups. That was 7. It went very, very quickly. Thank you for joining me with this group of amazing JETRO startups. I always get a kick out of these guys. Again, you can follow up with them in the after breakout rooms, and all the information is going to be available at Showstoppers. I'm John Biggs from Gizmodo. Thanks for watching us.
Caleb to me. Thank you, John, and thank all of you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed today's press conference for the startups from Japan, sponsored by JETRO. Coming up this afternoon, we invite you to join us at 2 p.m. Eastern for our next virtual press conference featuring Geotab. They're titled Connected Vehicles and Energy, Driving Innovation and Powering the Future. We encourage you to continue your conversations with the companies in the meeting rooms which follow this event. Simply visit showstoppers.com and select the JETRO event. And again, thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you at 2 p.m. this afternoon, as well as all of our events this CES season. Have a great day.